Can you change the music industry with this one little dollar bill? Yes, and today we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how. Let's get into it. So how can we change the music industry with just a dollar? So we have to look at first, do you love music? Well, everyone loves music. Everyone has a different genre that they listen to, different artists and everything else. But the thing is music is changing. It's going all streaming. And so the venues are having a hard time bringing in musicians and audiences, and they're having a hard time paying their musicians. Some venues are shutting down. The three main companies that control all the labels also have contracts with the big streaming companies like Spotify and the different distribution platforms. But let me show you here, and you may think, well, I listen to them on Pandora or Spotify or whatever, and so the artists are being paid. But in actuality, they're not being paid. We don't make any money off streaming. And let me show you guys here. So this is my Apple Music. And this is for my first song, Texas. And I'm going to take you on a little trip for the Q1 of 2025. So in Q1, radio spins on Apple Music, which if you didn't know, radio stations can spin off Apple Music. For January it was 154, okay? Then for February it was 196. Not great, but not bad. And then in March it was 190. Okay, so let's pull up our calculator. So we got 190 plus, what was it? 196 and 154. 196 plus 154. Okay, so 540 radio spins just on Apple Music alone. Okay, so now let's go to Spotify. So if we go to Spotify, this is the same song, January 1st to March 31st. It says 1,010 streams. So what we have here is we have my earnings for the beginning of 2025. And as you can see, Apple right here for internet radio or any internet audio, my count was 19 for the first quarter. And I was paid out 2 pennies. So first let's calculate that. So 19, actually, I'm sorry, 0.02, 2 pennies, divided by 19. If you can't read that, that says 0.001. So that's barely a fraction of a penny. Now, my question is, you saw the numbers with me. They show 19 for the first quarter. Why, on Apple Music, do I show radio spins 154? I went the wrong way, sorry. January 154, February 196, and March 190. Something's off. They paid me for 19. I got way more than that. Okay, that's first off. So I don't know. I'm waiting to hear back from them, but they haven't written me back. So go figure. So that is for the Apple streams right here, the radio streams. So some of these other ones like Live 65 here, that is internet radio. So $2.73. I was paid a whole 16 cents. $273. Not even a penny. Spotify. Family plan, free plan, premium plan. They got all these different plans. 64, 23, 114. Oh, look, a whole 3 cents, 1 cent, 9 cents. YouTube. I thought YouTube paid a little bit more. 36 views on YouTube, and I'm paid 1 penny. That's worse than the Apple streaming or the Apple radio spins. So this is ridiculous. We cannot make a living as artists. We cannot continue to bring forth new songs, great songs, and be able to pay for the production and everything else and get them out there to you guys. And half of the music industry is independents. From what I heard from somebody in Nashville, it used to be 20% was independent and then 80% was the label. Well, now it's flipped. Now it's becoming like 80%, or the internet says 50%, but I think it's more. They're independent, doing everything ourselves because we don't need the label anymore, and then 20% label. But the problem is we can't get paid. So let me show you guys this. So this is how I'm paid through my distributor. I use TuneCore. So let's say that you go and somebody purchases my song on Apple iTunes. So if we look here, now, I want you guys to look at this. Somebody actually purchased the song. So I sold 3. Let's do the math. So I got paid $2.05 divided by 3 sold. That's 68 cents. Wait, it's not fractions of a penny. They bought the song and I was paid 68 cents. And I'm okay with that. You know, Apple takes their share and I'm paid 68 cents. Then you look over here, streams. 6 plays for 1 cent. Same thing. Streams don't pay. So let's go back. Let's look at Pandora. Actually, let's look at YouTube right here. So YouTube Music. So we have 8 plays on YouTube for 4 cents. Let's do the math again. So we got 0.043979, okay? Divided by 8. 0.005 for YouTube when somebody listens to the music on YouTube. It still doesn't pay. Yet you see YouTube ads and everything. We're not being paid by that. Where's the money going? So I really don't understand it. We're being cheated as artists, and this is not just me. This is anybody that's written a song, any independent, anything. We're being cheated. We're not being paid for our art. We're not being paid for our music, and it's just basically giving it away for free. So, and if you think about it, Spotify. So Spotify has a membership plan, which I understand, but that membership plan is usually unlimited, so you can listen to music unlimited. It's like Napster, except for you pay for a plan. Napster, before Napster, there was albums, there was CDs, there was tapes, there was actual physical unit that you would sell to somebody, and they would use it. And you might still have CDs that maybe you bought back then and you listened to in your car or whatever. But either way, the artist was paid. You paid like $10, $15, and they were paid. Okay, and you can use it as much as you want. Spotify charges, I think it's like $15, $16 now, but it's unlimited. You can listen to unlimited songs, thousands and thousands and thousands of songs. That's why it becomes a fraction of a penny. So right here we can see also, I was paid 16 cents from 34 spins on Spotify. So my whole point is, we're not being paid. Artists are not being paid. So how, going back to my original point, how can you change the music industry with $1? So here's my song, Texas. Let's say that you're listening to it and all of a sudden you first hear it.
I never met the devil, but I know some of his friends. Then again, I never been to Nashville, but I heard that's where he lives. Got swagger all.
Great. Love that song. Instead of moving on to the next song, where I was just paid a fraction of a penny, be like, I like that song. I like this artist. A lot of us have websites. Go to our website. You go to the music. Right there. You can purchase the single. $1. Just pay $1. Then you can go back to Spotify and listen to it 100 times. I don't care. I hope you enjoy it. But you can pay $1 for it. You can buy it on iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon, any of those. Either way, we as the artists are still paid. So take, for example, Aaron Watson. He's a Texas musician, great musician, has some great songs. This song right here, everybody loves. It's got really high popularity. Right there, you can buy it on iTunes for $1.29. But then you can go back to Spotify and listen to it 1,000 times. I'm sure he doesn't care. But if you spend $1 on it. Now, let's think about this wisely. If my song Texas, there's 3.1 million people in Texas. If my song Texas, if 1% of everybody was like, hey, that's a great song, we love it, paid $1, I'd make $310,000 off of it. That $310,000, I can then turn around and do more recording of my songs and get more songs out there. Because right now, I'm about a little over $4,000 in 3 singles that I've released in debt. So until I work to make the money and basically pour my own money into it, I'm never making my money back. So that's why a lot of artists are either quitting or they're very slow to bring out music. So now I'm not saying go 300,000 people go download my song and pay $1. However, that would be great. So if you're in Texas, listen to it and pay $1. That'd be awesome. And then listen to it as much as you want. But the point is that if you hear a great song on Spotify, you need to go to that artist's page. You need to go to iTunes. You need to download it. You need to pay for it. And then you can stream it as much as you want. But YouTube streaming doesn't pay. Spotify streaming doesn't pay. All these other places that you can stream don't pay the artist. And it's a real shame because I asked the question, where's the money going? Spotify makes billions and billions of dollars. So my whole point to this video is that you can change the music industry with just $1. So get out there and I challenge everybody. Take $5. It doesn't cost very much. People will spend $10 and $12 on a Starbucks coffee. Take $5, find 5 artists, 5 songs or something, and then send them $1 for their song. But we want to continue to make music for you guys, and we want to continue to be the artists that we are. We want to continue to do this. And in this environment where there's no more, or there's not a lot of live playing, it's a lot of streaming, we're coming to you guys telling you, hey, this is how we can work together. And we don't need the labels. We can do this stuff together. So you guys get out there, listen to music, go download the song and pay $1. Have a good one. If you like this video and want to see more like it, be sure to subscribe, comment, and share the video, and click on the notification bell to see new videos.